Hi, you trying to save yourself money, fix your car, or upgrade your ride for when you're having that alone time and you just want to have yourself with some music on the road? Then I'm here to help you out. I'm going to show you this Mazda Miata I have here today in my garage, and we're going to go through the door panel. I'm going to show you some sound comparisons. I'm going to show you a fit and finish. Get ready and enjoy. So here you go, guys. I'm just going to go over the factory panel in this Mazda Miata. And going through, you'll see there's no screws, no nothing. Pretty standard panel in today's world. And in about a few moments, I'm going to dissect this door panel for you and help you out. All right, continuing the last video, just want to show. So look, 1, 2, lots of connectors. One screw, which is down in here. So keep moving around. One screw, one tab. You'll have a clip here, 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 here. There you go. Here, and here, and here. But honestly, a little light tug, and I'll link one description in the video for you, because I guess that's how you're supposed to do it. But this is a panel popper tool, guys. This is the little fork that we use to open. I want to say open, to unsnap it. So you put it into the connector, and you go boop, and you give it a bit of a snap. All right. Hey guys, I wanted to go through where all the little connectors and bits, well, it's off of the car, okay? So I just wanted to show this one is where the door handle is. You'll have a small Phillips, and then this just pops off, okay? Right here next to the factory tweeter, you'll have one of those simple, you pop the center off the plastic and then move it up, okay? On those connectors, I'm just going to move over here. So there's one, and then there's two, the same style of connector. Also, in the removal process, this big screw, which is a number 3 Phillips, goes in here. And then this one is down in here. Okay? So when you're removing any kind of door panel anyway, usually this structure is going to be bolted to the door because you're pulling on it, you're heaving on it, you're putting weight on it when you get in and out of the car. So with any speaker install, this usually will be bolted into the car. Hey guys, I'm going to go over just real quick because you saw the front side of the panel. So when I'm talking about the clips, so you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. So just want to show those clips, guys, when you're using that panel popper, what you're looking for, okay? And keep in mind, you'll probably break one of those. You have to go to your local auto parts store to buy one of them. They're super cheap. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to flip the panel over and get you another overview. So this is the factory door panel in this case. So going in, there was 2, 1, 1, 1, and 1. All right, guys. Hope that helps you find all the little clips to keep your panels looking beautiful. Hey there, Car Audio Nation. This is one of the biggest things that we don't talk about is this right here. So this is a gasket, okay? So one big thing happens is people change the speakers and they wonder why it sounds worse and they can't figure it out is because they don't put this in here. One of the things with physics with a speaker is you want to have it sealed front to back. And that is why you don't see speakers at home floating in the air. So why would it be different in the car? So I'm just going to grab this, guys. You have this speaker. You can kind of see where it all, I'm going to zoom out and made it up. So once again, one of the biggest things is if your speaker has less bass, sounds muffled, doesn't have the same volume, and you just change the speakers, chances are you didn't put the simple gasket back in. Till next time. Carrying on, now that we have the door panel removed, now we've exposed the speaker. Now you'll notice that this is kind of icky looking. I only say that because, guys, there must be a reason that someone was in here before, and so just be aware. And if you're having problems with your vehicle, note this kind of stuff. So if you have a leaking panel or any issues, notice that you can tell that someone has been in here before, but that'll be another video. So here we go. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of times, guys, I like to remove the whole speaker. Reason being is I want to know exactly what's going on even behind the panel. So I'm just going to remove this out. All right, now that I've gotten it out. Now you guys might all be laughing. You're like, oh, he's not using a drill. I use hand tools still because I don't want to break anything. And the biggest reason is, guys, is things are expensive. You break a panel, you break a little plastic thing, you're going to be into it for 30, 40, 50, even a couple $100. Woo. Guys, you might laugh that I'm using hand tools, but I'm using hand tools because of all the plastics. Now, plastics get brittle. You know, oh, I use a hand tool, you have torque settings. We can argue the point all day long, but I'd rather use hand tools, take the extra 5 minutes, because all these plastic bits, and no matter what the car, if I'm doing a Ford or a Chevy or whatever, they all break. So I'm trying to minimize anything by breaking by using hand tools, because I can get a feel for it, and also then I don't strip a screw out, because nothing is worse than stripping a screw. Now that this is out, and why I can remove this and to go over it is have a look. Why is it encased in this plastic? Well, first off, let's get rid of the OEM connector. I'm going to try and angle it to you guys the right way. You'll see it's kind of got a little squishy tab here, and honestly, I have already tried a few times and it's tough. So what I'm going to do is I take a pick tool and I just put it on it, and I give it a bit of a push. It's not loving me. It's not loving me. There we go. And it's out. So once again, I left the OEM connector intact. And the reason is I don't want to have any problems. I don't like issues. So every time I do something, I try and make sure it's 100%, because then I know it's never going to fail. So I can always check it off my list. Now, going on the back of the speaker, okay, this is why I wanted to remove. Now, I said not just to remove the speaker. I want to remove all of this. And the reason is why is this here? This is the biggest question, because if the engineers could save money, they wouldn't do this. So if you kind of reverse it, and I go to put it back in, let's take this here, and I go to put it back in, it's to keep water off the speaker. So if the manufacturer says, I need this to keep water off, well, maybe there's a reason. And I hate to say it, but I always ask myself that question every single time, is why did they do that? Is there a reason? So I'm going to reuse this panel. And also one big thing is, see how this is a big round hole, and you're like, well, why don't you just put a bigger speaker in? Well, because this car, which is a Mazda Miata, had the option of having Bose, which had 8-inch speakers, or a 5x7. So since mine's a non-Bose, I don't have the 8-inch speaker that goes in this hole, and I'm not going to convert it. I'm going to keep with the 5x7, because that's what I'm trying to show you in the speakers, how to upgrade your factory speakers. So just keep in mind, there's a reasons why this stuff is here. And also too, as I'm going to show you on the door panel, that an 8-inch doesn't fit through the grill on my door panel, because they have different door panels. So you have to kind of think, if I'm going to change things, why am I changing them? Okay, so once again, also, you'll notice here, this is called a paper or whizzer cone, what this is. So it does good for doing voices. It makes it very light, very efficient, but I want to have a little bit more volume and a little more detail at higher volumes, and when the roof's down, I want to be able to hear the music better. So give me a few more minutes, guys, and I'm going to show you guys what it takes to change this speaker out to the Pioneer speaker, which I chose. Hey guys, now you can see we're back and we're seeing a side-by-side comparison of this new Pioneer speaker opposed to the OEM speaker. Now the biggest thing you're going to notice right away, and I was telling you, is the tweeter. So this is a paper tweeter. Like I said, it kind of works. It's efficient, but it doesn't give you that much sound. Here you have they call it 2 super tweeters and then a normal tweeter with the Pioneer. They're calling it a 4-way, regardless of that. And also it goes from a paper cone to a polypropylene cone. So just give me a few moments. I'm just going to mount this into this hole, and then we'll go from there. Very simple process. Reason I chose these Pioneer speakers, and just for the record, they're called the TSA6881s, is because of the ability to fit. It's the right depth, it's the right everything, and I like everything just to fit back like the factory. That's just me. I just think sometimes, you know, there is some things you can improve when you are doing something like, you know, if I want more custom or I want to make better sound. But in a lot of these cases, you know, I can't see I'm using the factory water shield. I'm going to be using the factory brackets, you know, and then once again, I know you guys laugh, but yep, I'm doing it with hand tools because I don't want to break anything. Call me cheap, but These speakers, I'm not sure what the price is, to be honest with you. I bought them for a couple $100 Canadian. I'm just going to show you here. So see now, you're using all the factory bracket, using the factory hardware, and then look at this. It beautifully fits. Look at that. You can't even make it fit that way for the water shield. And then I have full access to the connectors, and I'm going to be using these factory connectors from Metra, and I'll leave a link in the description as well. So as you can see, we're well on making this a great factory looking speaker and a huge upgrade. Here's a bit of a sound comparison. Now, before you guys ridicule me for the screws, okay? But honestly, you try and change it at the same time during the same radio station. I want to demonstrate it through the radio station for you as well. Okay, you'll notice right away is the difference in the vocals. And that's what the tweeters are, and actually I'm noticing a lot of bass. And you have to admit, that probably looked pretty damn good in there. Hey guys, you can see I got all the factory panel back on. Everything is bolted back in. Everything looks great. And I'm going to zoom out. Look, if you really like this content, please like and subscribe. Everything I use, all the brackets, speakers, everything, I will link in the description below. Hey, any local shops, any comments, any small YouTube channels, feel free to comment in the comments section. And hey, if you live in whatever, Nashville area, and you think you can help someone out, hey, leave your name and number. Hey, if you're in Washington, hey, let's share the information. Let's get it out there. Let's grow together.